Hi guys, let me show you how to build a simple chat application in Meteor. So first off, I'm gonna create a new project that I'm gonna call FILIVE chat. So that will set up a sample project for me, which I can go into, and just by doing this, it will start up for me. And whilst we're doing that, I'm gonna open up this in Atom, which is my favorite editor. And let me go back to the application. So that's running. So, and also let's have a look in the browser how that looks. So let's just close that one and open a new one. So up here, it's, as you said here, it's running in the browser at localhost 3000. So what we have here is just a simple standard Meteor application. So let's customize that and build a chat from that. So first, to do that, we need to replace a little bit the body. So we need to first get what I'm doing here. I'm inserting the template called messages, which I haven't created yet. So let me create that one. And in that messages, I want to render a list of messages, because a simple chat application is not more than a bunch of messages in a sense. So I'm going to do a little thing that makes it easier in further up line. I'm going to insert a message. I'm going to inject the message here in another template. So let me create that one as well. Template, name, message, and close the tag. Oops. And let's add a list element inside that. And for now, let's just add the message. So, which is the parameter of that object where, oh, I forgot one thing. We need to iterate through the messages here. This, what you see here, is spacebars, which is an inheritance, which is kind of a next built based out of handlebars, which is why it has the funny name bars, mustache. It all started with mustache, if you didn't know that. So let me close that little. So now it will iterate through each message, and for that message data, it will get the message template and append the data for that one, where we can just add place the message. So we have one thing missing here. Oh, this should be messages. We haven't defined the messages yet. So what we need to do is we need to go into JavaScript file and define those. So this is a really cool thing with Meteor. You can define stuff that's you can share code between both the browser and the server. So let me create a Mongo collection. This is the way you create a collection, by the way, in Mongo. So that will create a Mongo collection for us. We don't need this. And now we have a Mongo collection. So to define this helper, to find the messages, which is a helper in a sense, we go into the JavaScript code and we check for the client. So because this code is shared between both, and we need to define a messages helper for the messages template, which you maybe noticed here. Messages, and in that one we're just gonna return the messages like that. Sorry, I need to close that. And that should be sufficient for us to have a look at the messages. Let's see what we can do here. So events. Okay, I just need to remove this one for now. I don't need that one. As you see, it reloads by itself when I change the code, which is really nice. So this is the way you can interact with the Mongo database in the client, which is kind of useful when you're building applications really quickly. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding a message object with the parameter message and just say hello world. So boom, oh, it shows hello world on the screen. It's pretty cool. But of course you could do this with other client frameworks such as Angular or React or Ember. But what you can't do in those frameworks is this thing. So you can't have them synchronized, which is just what Meteor can do. Which is really cool. So let me just show you, I'm not trying to fool you a little bit or so. Let me open up a Mongo shell and see that this is actually from the database directly. So it doesn't have to go through Meteor. So action, sorry, this is called messages. And we can use the same code we had here in the database, actually. So if this, double dots here. Boom! You see, still works. So it's actually listening directly to the database, not going through. It doesn't have to go through Meteor to get into the client or clients. But another thing I want to emphasize is the use of Mongo queries in the client. So I could actually filter down my messages by just typing exactly, this won't make any difference, but it will if I add this, that won't show. Oh, sorry, it was too early. This won't show now because we're just filtering on hello world. But if I type one, it will only give me that one. Really useful when you're building large applications and you can do kind of whatever in the client. But this is just showing messages. In a shadow application, we want to also be able to add messages in a form. We can't use the console, so let's create a form for that. I'm gonna add it here in the messages template form. Let me create a text field for text area first with a rows of 1 and a cols. Let's just add some cols so we get some width of it. They're really narrow otherwise. So that will give us a form. That won't really do anything right now. It won't do anything, right? So see, let's make something that submits on enter. So yeah, if we go back to the client JavaScript code here, we can define our helpers for our templates just by typing events on the messages. And similar to jQuery, you specify it with a string. So I want to look for key press here on the text area. We will only look for elements inside the template. So let's check that text area for a key press. And when we get a key press with an event of key code, I think it's 13, we get it's the enter key pressed. We we know we need to submit the value. So let's get the value, which is, we can actually get this from the instance of this template. So let's go into the instance and find it, text area, and get the value. So you can actually you can do like this as well, but sorry, like this jQuery. It's kind of Blaze is built by jQuery, so this works. But let's do the regular version here. But okay, so we have the value, but then when we submit, we also want to clear the form, of course. So let's just copy this and set it to 0. And then we want to insert that data into the messages collection. So the message is the value here. Let's add some more things which will come ahead later on. Stamp. Let's give it timestamp, new date. So we want to know when it was typed, and then we also want to know who typed it. So this is a thing that gives us possibility to get a user ID from the Meteor. But this won't give us anything right now because we don't have any users. So and those packages. But we should be able to add packages directly from the form now. So let's try that. So you see it reloaded, and let me try this. Typing a new message. Oh, so that's one thing here. Message is not defined. So what I did here is I typed the wrong name here. It's messages in plural. So this should work. If you just change that and try it once again. New message from form. Oh yeah. So okay. So let's just uncomment this for now. So this should work. This should work. Ah, that's a Swedish for hello. So, but let's fix that problem with the user. Let's add some packages that will help us add the user. So what we need is we need to add packages. This is how we add packages through the terminal for the console. And there's one package that comes with core that's called password. That makes it possible to create packages, to create users with just the password. They don't have to be added. Oh, well, sorry. They will need to add email and password to sign in. So that's basically what that package does. And it depends on base, email, local storage, a couple other packages that will be added to our application. One thing we also want is the nice simple user interface which we can use. So let's add accounts UI, which is also a core package that comes with Meteor. Can do. So now we should be able to place those login buttons, is called, from the accounts UI package. And it should enable us to log in, as you see here. But there's one thing here that I usually prefer. It's to have username as well. So let's just configure that quickly. Here, what we need to do is just say that we want to. Oh, this actually gave me most of my things. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, UI config. So that's what I wanted. I want to make it so that users have to enter a username and an optional email. So let's see what difference that made for the application. Oh, now we can log in with the user and we can create a user with a username. Let's start do that. This is my mail if you want to get in touch. Sorry, Brandon. And let me just add a random password here. And create that account. So now I'm logged in. Superb. So let me just type here, see if it works again. I'm logged in. Alright, so it doesn't show the user just now because we haven't rendered it yet. So let's add some markup and helpers to do that. Just let's start here. Class, create a message header. Usually want to have a header with the username. Let's add username instead. And then just create a span that can contain the time later on. This will be really nice, I think. Span. So, and let's just add a div around this one. Search content. So that will be sufficient, I think. But now we need to create those helpers. And did you notice I was in the message template? So we need to create the helpers in that for that template instead of the messages. So those are two different. So you remember. And let me just create get the user from the current context. So in this right now, it's actually containing all of the data I need. So this .user is that username I wanted. So, but it's not, the user ID is not what I want. I want the username right now. Or sorry, I want the user right now for that user ID. So let's look it up. So to look up users, it's just right here, and we just need to find one. And let's check if this user exists. So if it exists, it will return a user, an object with our user. Because okay, syntax error somewhere. Let me see. So it says number 19. Oh, that's the problem. Great. It's great that we get the crash report right in your browser. So as you saw here, I added that after I was logged in, though this was commented out. But if I do this now, it shows me the username. That's really cool. So that's really useful, right? To show the username in that sense. By just creating a helper and get the new data and push it in. But let's make it even more fancy. Let's show the time also. Oh, sorry. Let's show the time now. Return this at the timestamp. This, I'm not sure how this is going to look. Is this going to look very good? No. It's going to be just a number. Ah, that looks bad. Let's make some. Let's use the famous another package for that, which I really like. As you see here, I type moment.js : This is not a core package. This is a community package. That's why I have to specify the user. And moment.js have created their own packages on Meteor. So that's their nick when they upload stuff to Meteor. So I can just add those community packages by typing this way. Now we should have moment. So I should be able to do like this. Let's parse that and format it with, I think it's MMNA. That's a good format, right? Let's see if that works. Interesting. Oh, great. We got the time here. It's 10:31 p.m. That's a nice time to work on this project. And so there's one thing that's missing here that's not so really nice right now. So, I mean, we're missing styling. So, I mean, would it be nice if this looked like something like Future Insights homepage? As a good chef as I am, I prepared a little bit in beforehand. So I've actually created a package in the community that contains what we need here. So FILIVE style. Let's add that style to our major package and see how that looks. I think this will give us a little more fancy view of there we go. So this is really nice. We get like the fonts, we get the colors, and yeah, pretty much nice. I'm gonna do one more thing here though, because I saw that the enter was added after we emptied the value text array. So let's just prevent that from happening. Yeah, and there's also one thing we can do, because this package that I added has a little feature that makes it possible to just generate some user profile pictures. It's really funny. So you can actually just do like this, user.profile. It's kind of funny. And I should be able to get some user profile pictures if the email is found. Oh, yeah, as you see, there is a profile picture for my email on WordPress, so that's cool. So we have a little shadow application here that looks really fancy. Oh, that looks bad. Let's fix that problem. I think it's only styled for the right version. So, oh, no, here we go. That looks better. Change password. You can sign out and sign in again. Okay, another cool feature I want to show you guys is deploying this app, because now that we have a really cool app like this, I think it prefers to be published to the world. So actually it's really easy with Meteor to deploy stuff to the cloud. So you can just say Meteor deploy FILIVE is what I want to call it, and this is going to get me a deployment. It's going to get deployed to meteor.com like this on the subdomain. So whilst we're waiting, it's I can tell you what it's doing here. It's just bundling up everything we've created here and building in Node.js application. And then it's going to upload that to their servers and make sure that subdomain directs us to our app and sets up our Mongo database so that we're ready to go. So let's just go into that. Let's have that up in the background here. Let's go into here and see. It will still deploying here in a few seconds. Should be able to upload. Oh, let's try again. Cool. Now, guys, this is pretty cool. You can upload your app directly to. To create the path one. You can upload your app like in a few minutes and try it out with users, which is really useful. So this should work. Hello there. Hello there. Nice. So pretty simple. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. And but before that, I need to add a little thing here, because there's a little security issue in when you're creating mobile applications. So I need to just configure this app.access root. We just need to say that it's allowed to load our pictures from outside of the application. So now that we have a mobile config file, so it's I think it's mobile underscore, or is it? No, I'm just sure. No, this should be this way. I'm pretty sure. So to be able to build your app for other platforms, for example, like the iOS platform, is really easy to do. You can just add your platform in the terminal, like this. Let's add iOS. Oh, sorry, form. Misspell. Things happen. Live code. Okay, so this should be sufficient for us to run that app. As you see here, it doesn't like us now because we added the platform. So let's run that on iOS. While we're waiting, what it does, it downloads Cordova, bundles our application, and moves that client-side code into the Cordova bundled packaged. It also starts up Xcode and it starts the iOS similar for us, and we'll open it up with our app. So hopefully. Now it's loading. It looks good. We're in. So this is cool. So this should be actually one cool thing here is that this should be connected directly with our the browser. Hello world. It is, but I'm not logged in, so can just do that quickly. And there, I'm logged in. Hey, på er. That means hi on you. Just boom. Cool. So that's how easy you can try out your app on iOS, and works almost the same for Android. Nice. Let's close this down. So basically, that's the demo. Thanks for listening.